Folks, today's video is about something that's gonna take me probably 20 to 30 minutes, so good half an hour to walk you through, and it's my personal guide how I would do it today, going from 0 to 1 million euro with your consulting business. This goes to you as a freelancer, and then the life cycle to a entrepreneur, because we all know the life cycle, starting off as an employee, going to a freelancer, going to a solopreneur, entrepreneur, and then a seriously investor maybe afterwards. Yeah. So this is my personal guide to go from 0 to 1 million euro. How I would do it today, without the knowledge, with the knowledge that I have today, but without all the brands that I built up previously. Let's get right to it. So this is for you if you want to learn how to go from basically nothing to scaling to a couple of to scaling to 4, 5, 6, and 7 digits year or a month. Let's get right to it. So first of all, and by the way, this is going to be broken down in 3 phases. Yeah, it's in German and English. Chose to have the video in English with German subtitles if possible. So first of all, to me, who is Patrick McGibney? Why is this guy talking so much and constantly about all these topics? Easy to say. Here's a little bit breakdown of me. So here's a nice little picture, but let's start off here. I started just like you as an employee. I started very briefly and shortly when I was studying back 2008, 9, 10, something like that. Yeah, must be. And I knew right away that I'm going to start in the SAP business, because funny fact, how I got to that, I simply Googled back then with one of my best friends. We were sitting in a university, we were actually attending an SAP class. We Googled how much does an SAP consultant earn, and it was a good search result, and we decided to become SAP consultants. But yeah, to get back to the actual story behind that, I started off as a consultant and was very shortly employed before I then started freelancing myself. For a couple of years, I was focusing on SAP and then later as well on Microsoft, or a combination of both. And I scaled up to 250K a year turnover. Let's specify that so that's not misunderstood. As a freelancer, one-man show, completely. Now, that took me a couple of years, obviously, to get to that point. Now, then I founded my first IT consulting businesses. First, an SAP business, and later on, a Microsoft business. Now, obviously, putting that into a nutshell. And we had businesses in Germany, in Poland, in Ukraine, in Cyprus, and actually more countries with unofficial business units. And over, we're talking now over, definitely 10 years, roughly speaking, 10 years. We scaled this up to 10 million euros annual turnover over the company group, so to say. So really focusing SAP and Microsoft, different kind of businesses, obviously, but was able to scale it with a great team in the background, obviously. I made my exit 2021 from all company holdings. That was my aim, so I was happy that I was able to do so. And basically it was always my goal to step out of the companies. We built the companies that we are able to exit them, especially me in this case. And then I launched McGibney Mentoring and Coaching, which is helping IT experts, freelancers, entrepreneurs, to start and scale their IT consulting business. And McGibney Consulting and Advisory. Basically, we are helping here selected customers, can be SMEs or corporations within SAP or Microsoft, with their project challenges. It's not like, not to be understood that we are doing purely freelancing or project work. It's more on an advisory level. It can be that some chosen customers choose me to be on their advisory board, which happens, or simply give some strategical advice for some workshops or whatsoever. So we also have a team of people in the background here as well. But the main focus here is obviously the McGibney mentoring and coaching, which I'm going to highlight here. The other one is a little bit independent, so we can basically put it like that in brackets. In the first year with the mentoring business, we did a little bit over 250K a year. In the second year, we did $500,000, and now in the third year, we're already predicting and going over $1 million a year. So give you a little bit of a insight what we are doing here, plus the consulting and advisory, obviously, which is a little bit similar to the digits that I was presenting here. And yeah, I emigrated to Cyprus privately as well. I had, still have my holdings here, so my limited, which is acting as a holding. And yeah, I live here for 3 years now with my family, which is, by the way, still growing. Happy about that. So there's a new member coming up soon as well. Yeah, to be more professional here, actually, this is a great place, obviously, not only for private reasons, but for the low tax. So you can see if you're making $1 million, you can more or less subtract, round it up to 15%. So then you know what's cash in the tash, more or less. So business-wise speaking. So this is a little bit about me. So you can see that I was literally creating my own consulting businesses, starting as an employee very shortly, go into a freelancer, then basically moving on to an entrepreneur, having roughly around 100 employees tops around me, making 7 and then later 8 digits as well. Was able to exit that, and since then working with other companies, also selected solopreneurs to walk the same path. And this is my mission, this is my vision, and this is my goal. So yeah, why should listen or read this article? So this is my life experience, as I was saying. I have now 15 years of experience, expertise as a freelancer, as a founder, as a CEO, as an entrepreneur. This is a very, very big difference to a solopreneur. A guy who exited companies, also invested in some others, obviously acting as a mentor. I really prefer the term mentor rather than coach. Yeah. So we are here. So my strategy, yeah, and this is what we are talking about. My strategy of how I would start again today if I started from the scratch with my current knowledge, but without a personal brand, yeah, or network behind me, yeah. There should be contacts, yeah. So the process is, I will divide everything into 3 life phases of a freelancer / entrepreneur. We will have individual explanations for each step from my side. What are the bottlenecks? Yeah, what is the solution? What is the challenge? What is the advantage and disadvantage? And you will have a conclusion from me personally. So let's go into the first step, yeah, and take a look here. So what is the first step about? It's the expert. I call it the expert, and we can look for the expert that he or she makes 0 to 50K per month, yeah? And just gonna green jump. Why am I saying 0 to 50K per month? Yes, this is a one-man show that I'm talking about, and this one-man show can make up to 50K a month. I've done it myself, and I have seen it repeatedly with other clients that we are supporting. And this is definitely possible. But let's go through, because we have 3 different life stages that we are going to describe. Here, as the expert, yeah, we have the bottleneck is basically to acquire customers. Yeah, first customer, super simple. A lot of people, a lot of experts with a lot of expertise are here. Yeah, the solution is a lead pyramid. I will show you the low resistance. Yeah, this the lowest resistance way. Yeah, this can be, as we go down here. This is the this can basically be done seen as a lead resistance. So you have the very broad range. Yeah. Then you have the middle range and the top range. This is basically just a couple of percent. And the higher we go, the hotter and the warmer the leads. What do I mean with that? The first customers that you are going to require here are former colleagues, former employees that you worked with, former partners, maybe former customers that you worked with as an employee. So everything that comes out of your network. This is super easy and interesting to see. Former work colleagues, network, and more importantly, yeah, recruiter, partners, headhunters, and project platforms. So this is the very solid base that we are talking about. Yeah, at the early stage, to going up to 25 or even 50K per month, that's all you need. Yeah, of course you can add own client sales, lead generation, but that comes a little bit down. Yeah, for the beginning, to start off, and this is what we are talking about. To start off, this is all we need. So we are basically using most of the time the lower base of the pyramid. In the middle, we have a little bit more direct customer contact. So own leads that we can require. Maybe we've built a customer relationship with some accounts or some customers that we can repeatedly work with. Yeah, it's a little bit harder, more relationship, more trust, more empathy. Yeah, and the higher we go, the smaller the percentage gets. Yeah, the hotter the leads, incoming, inbound leads, people, companies wanting to work with us. This is basically like a plant. You need to grow the foundation that the pyramid grows like a plant. So you could always need to give more seeds, more water to grow, to constantly grow. This is never ending story. But in order to start off, this is what we're looking at. The lower form of the lead pyramid, former work colleagues, network, recruiter, headhunters, project platform. If you use everything what is already on there, you can literally scale up to 50K a month. Yeah, and all you do is using this. Is how we are doing that. We actually showed in the recent webinar very clearly with one-to-one instructions. Happy to share that as well again. So, and what you need to do in order to also outgrow here, yeah, if you want to build direct customers, but generally speaking, you want to have offers that are too good to be true. Yeah. So if you don't achieve this result X, if you don't like the result, blah blah blah, then you get your money back. Why you want to do this with new, and now I'm talking more direct customers, yeah, especially for direct customers. I can even so that if you're moving a little bit higher in the pyramid, maybe in the second layer, yeah, because you want to create customer references, case studies, and you want to have them as good as possible. You want to over deliver everything that you're promising. Undersell and over deliver at this point. Yeah. So you want to have guarantees. If you don't like it, you get your money back. So you make sure no one is not going to like it. This is so important. You need references. You need social proof. You need trust. That means case studies and references from other clients to win more and better clients to increase the prices. Yeah, and we're now still in the time and money, mostly time versus money spiral here. Yeah, maybe the most important thing besides having good customer results, and I'm talking about this point. Literally, no one out there, very few people are doing this. Start building visibility, guys and girls. There's millions of freelancers out there. You can see, if I'll take a look at my LinkedIn, for example, I see the same guys posting day by day. Most of the people even use ChatGPT or highly stupid, irrelevant posts. These days, don't use that. I mean, but the point is, that's a different topic, what to post. But be visible to your target audience, yeah? I see the same freelancers or business owners post every day. No one wants to be visible, especially in IT consulting niche. Everybody is a little bit more analytical. Maybe here and there some introverts choose not to do so. You have to be aware if you are not doing that. Nobody's forcing you, but without visibility, nobody's going to get you. You can only serve customer by customer, maybe get some references, feed from your networks, get some referrals. Yes, that works perfectly fine. Not saying that's not working. But not being visible here, you will not get in touch with new customers, most likely. Yeah. So the social media, which medium are your customers most likely to be on? Be visible on the medium, yeah, and have a mix of authenticity and authority. Be yourself and be an expert. So important. Just be visible. Create some attention. Nobody's going to check your website if you have one. And this really doesn't matter. Social media is all you need today. Of course, later on, you should have a website, but not at the beginning. Yeah? So important, you see, the more the visibility, the more likely you will get customers. Challenges, impatience, yeah? Month-to-month thinking, so very short-term thinking, instead of a 1, 2, 3 years ahead thinking, and a little bit more sustainable, strategical thinking. Yeah? Lack of experience on social media or lack of necessity and prioritization is a little bit what I was explaining beforehand, that some people or a lot of people that we also talk to don't see the necessity to do so, maybe because they don't like it. Yeah, so they actually just don't do it. Yeah, overcomplicated as well. And a little bit of entitlement and ego, especially in the IT. Since we are all out of the IT, we know that we are getting well paid. It doesn't matter if it's being employed or freelance or a business. Yeah, there's a big demand. We have a very good skill set. We know that, so we have a big ego. Sometimes I see, or a lot of times I see that people don't think they need to do dirty work, need to build a business, put in the work. And this is ego. This is ego thinking. Why you should not, as an ITler, learn something about marketing, lead generation, sales. Why? Why does Elon Musk, for example, take time to learn stuff like that? Or any other businessman? Do you think you're better? Think again. Yeah, it's an ego thing. It's a mindset. Yeah, it's a big challenge here. Advantages, yeah. Focus on you and your customers. That's a very good thing because there's nobody else in there in the current business stage. All you need to do is focus on you and your customers, and this is very good. You have no employees, you have no drama, you're an absolute expert in your IT field, and you have a very good income. I call it income, yeah. Because disadvantage, you're still trapped in the time for money chain. Yeah, this is what I say with the disadvantage. Still, time and material mostly. Yeah, you convert your time against money. A lot of work. Possibly you're working several projects at the same time. Yeah, and sorry about that. You're dependent on third parties for project acquisition mostly. So you see there's also disadvantage. I'm not saying this stage is not good, this is super good. If you make up 25, 50K per month over a year, yeah, you put in a lot of work, but you have a good life. You have a very good life. If you then put it very smartly and intelligently, maybe not in Germany, where you give away 50%, you can build up a lot of assets here. So, and a lot of fun. All you do is be the best to your customer and earn a lot of money. But there is a second step, right? And again, yeah, you're basically like an employee now. And this is the disadvantage, yeah. Since you're time bound, only better paid. This is the disadvantage. So what is very interesting is this conversion, the transition to the next step, yeah. The so-called the agency, where you can make up 50 to 250K per month. The bottleneck here is the fulfillment for your customers. You have employees. The challenge and the bottleneck is resources and time. So basically the very critical resources, employees, resources and time, maybe also quality here. You have falling project margins, so they are decreasing. Yeah. Let's put it like that. And you have employee necessity. Sorry. See that I'm really doing it on the scratch. Yeah. Which is increasing. So the profit margins are decreasing, but employees necessity is increasing. You can already see that this will have a financial effect. Yeah, so you need people to do more work, and the work is going to be bad, worse than it was before, since you were doing it alone, in other words. The solution is buy back time, yeah? Outsource low complexity tasks, so everything that is redundant. This is called employee onboarding. You need to build up and educate your team. You will work with the company over time, yeah? So you have standardized and productized service offerings, so you're starting implemented processes, systems, and structure. Because time is a lacking resource, yeah? You will have to have very basic processes, structures, systems that help you run those processes in order to free up your time and also the time for your employees. So now, recruit in a very, very basic way. Let's put it like that, the basic way. Yeah? And you have recruiting and hiring for low complexity tasks. So you need to have a recruiting hiring process because you're starting to hire people. That's the solution. The challenge here, you still have a freelancer mindset at this stage if you're just starting off, right? So you've been used to do everything by yourself. Now you think that everything you do, that all other things, you are anyway an expert, you can do that as well. And that's a wrong thinking. Being a freelancer and an expert in your field has absolutely nothing to do with being an entrepreneur. And we're on a transition because you have an agency. Yeah? So keeping customer results in growth in a good quality, because usually these go down qualitatively with quantitative increase. So the more customers you have, now you can serve because they have a team, the results will go down. That's a problem. Yeah? This is very natural. Finding a balance between customer results and company scaling. That's what we're talking about. And don't be seduced by the scaling line. Low profits from 150 to 250K as an agency per year. Yeah? This is called the law of diminishing returns. What I mean with that is you are going to increase in revenue, but your margins will fall. So again, compare. But first, you were alone. Maybe you had one or two people. Easy. Especially alone. Good results. Nothing to care about. Everything super, super simple. Yeah? And then you deliver. Make a shit ton of money. Now you're starting adding maybe one or two good guys. Then you're starting to add, and still making money, good results. Then you might, and it's gonna happen, adding one or two people which are not so good. How do you know? You've never hired, right? They're gonna get to not so good results. Customers maybe will be burned, will be lost. Bad results. The more people you have, the more costs you have. Not only human resource costs, other costs as well, direct and indirect costs. Yeah. So what I mean, you're making more revenue, but your costs are rising, increasing. So your profit margins are decreasing, getting lower. And maybe some customers are jumping off because the results are not so good. That's what we mean with low profits, 150 to 250K as an agency per year. Yeah? This is law of diminishing returns. Yes, you can do that also per month, as I'm saying in the headline. But this is the very, very big challenge to keep the customer's results stable while scaling the company and keep the margin stable while growing the company and revenue. Every time it happens at this stage, if you're adding like 5, 10, maybe up to 10 people on your team, the margins will drop if you don't handle them correctly. And I've seen it a lot of times happening. I've seen it in my own companies. At the beginning, we saw that the bigger we got, the lower our margins. So you have to have new structures and processes, you know, to run your company, to keep margins or even increase margin. Recently, we had a very good example. We had a bigger team. We increased revenue, but we even more increased the margin. So think about that. So this is something that we need to challenge here. The advantage is we can earn money independently of you and yourself. So you can be on vacation, but people are earning money. So this is a good thing. It's not entirely dependent on you anymore. The company, and this is exactly what it is, it's not completely dependent on you anymore. And if you find your sweet spot, you can scale this up to 250 to 500k profit margin a year, so EBIT or EBITDA. That's a lot. Think about if you scale this business appropriately, how much money you can earn here and how much customers you can serve. Yeah, you can serve more customers, grow your team, fulfill your lifelong dream of a real business. So if you find your sweet spot, the balance that I'm trying to describe, growing company in equals growing costs, not proportionally, so that the margins are also staying interested. Yeah, but if you find and manage it, which is definitely possible, as I said, done it myself, done it with a lot of clients, there's some nice margins here. 150, 250k is an agency per year. Do that a couple of years. Calculate yourself. Yes, and disadvantages, right? More investment, more movement, more employees, more investment on yourself, more customers equals more responsibility, of course. Yeah? You need new skills, especially leadership and management and sales and recruiting. Again, no one has that. It needs to be learned. It's not something you just do and then, this is easy. Like programming and customizing is difficult, but leadership and management, sales and anybody can do. No. If you have that mindset, good luck. So either you have a good mentor or a lot of money on your bank to make some mistakes, but the hardest challenges that you will face is not technical. Technical on this level is the least problem you will have. I think at this stage, the most problems that you will have is with people. So leadership, management is the number one. Sales, getting new customers, building a team, recruiting. That is priority. And these skills need to be learned. If you think you can just do it like this, it's not going to happen. And you will pay for this. Yeah? But it's learnable, of course. You extrapolate from your technical expertise, this is the point, to general entrepreneurial expertise. And this can have fatal consequences. For example, if you see these LinkedIn posts, the person with 4 employees who makes a post about leadership on LinkedIn. Oh my God, awesome. You have 4 employees now. And you want to say, we have a great company culture and all on the same level. Yeah, dude, you're 4 persons. You fit in a small car. It's not a company. This is 4 solopreneurs. Of course, we're all starting like that, and we need to go through. When I have 50, 100, it's a complete different ball game. That's as far as I can say, because I haven't been over. I don't know how it is to have 1,000 or more. I know people who have. And it's again a different ballgame. So I tell it from my experience, but don't let yourself be blinded from those people like, go build a team, great leadership, on LinkedIn. Yeah, well, 4 people, that's nothing. So I hope this is clear which state we are, which challenges we have here, because now we're entering the 3rd stage, the IT consulting business. And here we can make up to 250 to 1 million per month. Of course, more is possible, right? So what's the bottleneck here? Profitability. Continuing the first point. The more growing your business is, the more costs it will generate, the less profitable it will be. So we need to have a good balance. The cost per acquisition of a customer or an employee is higher than the customer or employee lifetime value. Employee costs shoot through the roof. Especially in the consulting business, is very human capital, or the dependent. you will have poor customer results and it will accumulate. Yeah? And a management level below becomes necessary. A management level or a team, yeah, so to say. The previous processes, systems, or structures are no longer sufficient. The company departments are needed with self-sufficient teams and KPI reportings. So the solution, you need to have several well-known customers as a proof at this point. That's clear. You move away from service, yeah, time and material, to done with you. Also to say, standardized or productized services, or even slash products, obviously. Yeah. Example: you can have a 6-month agency service and then switch it for a done with you service. Yeah. This can be a 2-week POC, 5-day analysis workshop, and so on and so on. And you can do that for 6 months or a 6-month MVP implementation, for example. Yeah. You take, and this is always the point, the customer from A to B, from 0 to 1, in one timeline, quantitatively. You will have fixed prices and upfront payments at this point to generate positive cash flow for scaling, for growing your team. Then you train the customer's employees to maintain the flight attitude of the business, because once you're gone, shouldn't be decreasing. You will have to have a matrix organizations and new processes and structures, so management level, management team, you can see this again. Yeah? The challenge here is offering, pricing, and timing. You have to reinvent yourself at this point. You cannot just serve by the hour anymore. You should have done that already in step 3, but at this point, this is what I still see. We have clients, we have prospects, we have partners. You can see they make a couple of million a year. They have 30, 40, 50 people, but they're still going completely time and material. It's very, very dangerous because, again, third party, dependency. You have to have very competent employees and teams. I would even say managers to run the teams or departments. Yeah. Now, because you can't overlook anymore. You will have companies, processes independent of you, especially project delivery, support, sales, and recruiting. Yeah? So the advantages here, you have a scalable company model if you master all of this. The company works for you and not you for the company anymore. So this is a great, great switch. The high margins of an EBITDA of over $1 million per year is possible. Yeah, also pays off, and you can do an exit. Yeah, with the proper due diligence to prepare your company, as I did, for example. I was exactly here. And disadvantages: you have high employee costs and high dependency of them. You trust building through excellent customer results with growth. It's and you will have new divisions, new services, new products. You will have more risk, more responsibility. Yeah, you will maybe work less. You will not work operatively, but your company is growing, so you will put in the work. So these are the 3 steps. Every step individually is good. This is not judging. The first step is better or not so good as 2 or 3. We are all in different life cycles. In order to get to 3, we need to go through 1 and 2. Yeah, 1 is equally good as 2. 2 is equally good as 3. 3 is not better than 2 or 1. They're different. Of course, you can earn more, but earning more doesn't mean you're better. Yeah, this is also my conclusion. Orientate yourself really towards really successful people, entrepreneurs. And successful does not mean who has more money. That's why each step is not worse or better than the other. Don't buy the goals or dreams of others. Don't go to that social media bubble where everybody's showing off with their Lambo which they rented and their whatever, yeah, or this have a great awesome team and blah blah blah. So much bullshit out there. Just it's difficult. Try to follow people who have the proof. It's easy to actually research them. Go and work with people. Listen to what they say. Yeah, how they have done it, to walk the same way that you want to walk. I think this is the most important point. These days, there's no more happy averages, yeah? Either you're left or right, or black or white, or whatsoever. So one extreme is, you have to have high 8 figures, pure profits, watch car, money equals success. There's no other way. This is the way. We have, I think, very famous German consulting brothers who are very, very successful and very, very good at what they do, as an example. Then you have the second extreme. Money is bad. Let's do some ayahuasca in Bali. We also have some very good examples out of the fitness niche, for example, in Germany, where some people literally lost their business and family. Yeah, maybe a little bit too much. So that's what I mean. There's no in the middle. Why doing 250k a year is not good anymore with, a loan or small business? Why do we always need to go higher? I'm not saying enough. I've done it myself. I like also to scale my stuff, but find the balance. This is what I can tell you after 15 years. If you have a good balance, it's so much fun to do what you want to do. And this is the point. You have to find yourself between the extremes, the trees. This frees you and think, and it will make you think and act freely. It takes time and experience. You can't do this at way one. It took me 10-15 years to figure that out. I was hustling in my previous business. I love it. I will do it again. These days, much more chilled, completely different business, more selective customers. Of course, this freedom I have worked for, I've built myself up. Now, no matter which path, dedication and consistency will be necessary. Hard work is not interchangeable. It will be exhausting. So what I'm trying to say, you have to push through hard times at this guy. You will need to have to put in the work, yeah? You will ponder, you will wonder, yeah? If there's more in life, whether it's all worth the sacrifices, if I'm going the right way, if you're going to wander and stand behind the path you're talking, just do it. Just do it, put in the work, because if you're dedicated, if you're consistent, my God, this is the most important trait of an entrepreneur. Impact and self-fulfillment is before short-term dopamine returns. Think of the big picture. Try to envision yourself where you want to be next year, in 2 years or 3 years. You don't have to have a step-for-step plan, just envision yourself. I would really love to have this kind of business, because if you don't know where you're heading, it's very difficult to draw the picture towards that. How do you want to build a bridge if you don't know your destination? Does that make sense? It doesn't have to be clear, but you should be able. I would like to have maybe 10 people. I want to be in that people, or 100 people. That's a huge difference, right? So I want to be working 500 hours per week, something like that. Think long-term for several years. Be careful, and this is very important, with your selection of business partners. Don't just take someone because you're friends with them. Be selective with your choice of employee. Hiring is one of the most difficult disciplines. Hire slow, fire fast, as they say, is absolutely right. Over-deliver on your customers. Over-deliver. Always over-deliver, undersell. And put money aside and invest in your business. You don't need a million side hustles and passive income and all that BS. What a passive, have passive income. You have to have an active income. And 10K a month is not an active income. Yeah? Consistency will be 99% of everyone out there. If you're being consistent and you're holding to your word, and you will push through hard times, and I can't tell you how many times I pushed myself. I forced myself through very tough periods in my life. It will be worth it, because there's light at the end of the tunnel. I hope this really helps. If you have any question regarding the steps, where you're in, how to get from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, maybe you want to go back, who knows? Let me know. I've been in all stages and I've been in all steps. I'm really interested in your feedback. This video took me quite some time to prepare, to record. This is also a lot of personal stuff from my side. Please let me know. Please give me feedback. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you dislike. Tell me if you need any help. It's going to be linked. Reach out to me personally. I'm really hoping to get some answers. I will answer every single comment also there is, and every DM. So in this case, thank you for watching. I hope this helps. I'll see you in the next video.